All right. Okay, this is my first time doing this. I wanted to do that bottom camera, so it looks a little strange, but I wanted Dami in the shot. Currently, right now, he's watching Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So let me go to the interwebs here. So I wanted to show you something. First, let me clean my glasses, okay? This is very informal. You know, that's why I tell people, I say, look, in the first, I want you to be bored because there's only one person I'm talking. No, I'm just kidding. No, I just wanted to, here's the thing. I'm not, right now I'm just trying to clarify my ideas for myself. I find it so hard to keep my glasses clean because my eyelashes are so long, so my eyelashes are always rubbing on my glasses. It's annoying. You know, women, they want long eyelashes, but when you got long eyelashes as a dude, it's kind of annoying. So, but let me start here. So, there's this gentleman, I found him yesterday, and I know he's very famous on YouTube, and there's so many people that are just so informative, so helpful, so good, so awesome. I watched this video yesterday, and it really connected with me, and I just wanted to play. I don't know the rules. I'm new to YouTube, but I figure if I give him credit, so he's the Timeless Watch channel, and the title of the video is Daytona Killer. Tudor Black Bay Chrono Panda 79360. I'm just gonna play like 10 seconds of it because it really just it's so good, so good artistically. I mean, this guy, fire, dude, just absolute fire. Because here, let me just play this short little clip right here. Absolutely beautiful watch, beautiful location. The shield, the Tudor shield in the hands too. But this right here, this shot, my God. And here's the thing that Tudor does for you, in my opinion. This is what Tudor does. It gives you this, it captures this dream, and I think that's what you want, right? Because yeah, someone could say, oh, you're always dreaming for a Rolex, you're gonna save up for a Rolex. No, what if I want the shield? What if the shield has meaning to me? Look at this absolutely stunning woman. Absolutely stunning. In a wedding dress. If I was a woman, I think I would wear a wedding dress every day. Look at this watch. So good. Okay, I have to stop this, but definitely worth watching. And that right there, that red tip. Oh my gosh. Tudor, thank you. Thank you. So let me walk you down this road. So, and this is just obviously my opinion. And my opinion doesn't mean anything. My opinion only means something to me. But I do want to document it because then, maybe my son one day will be like, yo, Dad, what'd you think? And I'll be like, yo, there's my video, that came out 20 years ago. I got 3 views now. So I looked on, and here's the thing. I don't want anyone to misconstrue this. I have the utmost respect for Rolex. As a child, I saw Rolex as the pinnacle watch to wear because I saw people like my stepfather who served in World War II. He was in the Navy and he fought in the Pacific on, I believe it was a destroyer or cruiser, one of the smaller ships, but they would just go around. But anyways, my point is, you look back at those times and you're like, people wore Rolexes, but they wore them. They were doing everything, and that was their shield. That was their shield, right? That badge of honor. And so, to me, Tudor calls to me. I know a lot of people say Tudor is a stepping stone, but maybe it's a stepping stone for you, sir. Maybe it's a stepping stone for you. For me, it's not a stepping stone. The same way the soldier on the battlefield might want to do that. Maybe that's what he's called to, and he might not be using that as a stepping stone to get to your position. And that's the thing is you have to think is not everyone's trying to be. I think when you get rich and famous or whatever, or successful, that's a better word, I think you think everyone's trying to be like you, but that's not the truth. I'm not trying to be like anyone else. I'm trying to be like me. So Tudor, the looks, let me start. You know what? Let me start with Rolex. So I went through the line. I don't know men's, women's. I just look at it. So I'm not trying to formulate my opinion based on what other people say. If I were going to buy a Rolex, this is what I would buy. The Air King. I think the Air King, execution-wise, phenomenal. Really phenomenal. Really phenomenal. Let me show you kind of here. Let me pull this up. This is what I think is so beautiful about this watch. Is go ahead, Becca. There you go. First the colors. So let's go with the dial, right? So you have the gold, the green, and the black. It works so well together. I love that, just the hint of green, the little bit of gold, and that all black dial. And then I'm in love with the 369 and then the upside down pyramid. That's what I call it. See, I'm uneducated upside down pyramid. Ears, eyes, mouth, right? Upside down pyramid. But even here's my other thing, and this is all subjective. I love the Air King writing. So and that's what I love. That's what I love about FP Journe. I'm probably saying it wrong, but I just love the subtle different lettering, and either it's going to attract you or it's not. And I find this extremely attractive. And the thing I think, for me, what makes the Air King such an appealing watch, and why I personally would buy it, is because I would wear it every day. I would use the shit out of it. I wouldn't abuse it. I'm not going to purposely drag it across concrete, but I would wear the shit out of it, and every time I got a scratch or a ding, I would remember that. I wouldn't polish that out. I would remember it, and I'd say, look, that's where I broke my arm. That's where I got in a car accident. That's where that guy tried to shoot me, and my watch stopped it. Or it doesn't matter. All I'm saying is, to me, scars are a badge of honor, and I'm not trying to. I mean, I might currently, I'm trying to assimilate myself, so, I'm covering up a bunch of scars that I have, but. Just because I like tattoos and I like the artwork, so that's a little bit different. But, to me, it's a watch that's meant to be worn. It has that soul, that DNA, that character of a watch that hasn't lost itself in who it really is. It's firm in this watch. I'm gonna say it's a female. No, Air King. Is that a man or a woman? I don't know. This watch. It's secure in its identity. So I don't think it needs to really, and that's the thing. I think when you're secure in your identity, you're boring, because I think the Air King is probably the least gray market hyped watch, and I think the gray market is all speculators. I think that's where the swings are. Those swings of those ups and downs. Those are speculators, the gamblers. The gamblers. And I don't like to. I'm not a gambling man. I'm not. And I think maybe that's why gambling men stay away from the Air King, because it to me it's a watch. When you look at it, it's a watch to be worn, and it's a watch to be used, and it's a watch to be scratched, and it's a watch to be remembered, and it's a watch that if I wore proudly for decades, and put. This is how I look at it. So if I wore this watch and I did a bunch of crazy stuff, and somehow I managed to not get myself killed, I can pass that on to my son or whoever and say, look, I wore this in combat, or I did this, or I went here, I did that, and I wore this watch. It wasn't sitting in the safe, waiting for you. It was on my wrist. And that's meaningful to me. That's meaningful to me. And that doesn't have to be meaningful to you. It really doesn't. All right, so let me move on. I don't like to get all choked up here. I actually really like this watch a lot. I think Rolex, if you started icing out, if you started putting down Rolex, this is, people don't talk about this, but this is what I love about Rolex. Let me fix that for you. Here, I'm gonna fix it. Yeah. Let me just fix his toy here. But that's what I love. I love when they start Rolex. You should stick to this. I don't see why you're not making men's watches. And I'm gonna get into that point with Tudor. Tudor has a lot of, not a lot, I'm just going to say the Royal. I feel the Royal would be an absolutely gorgeous watch to put some diamonds in. And they have a few, but I think, maybe they're just hesitant or scared. They think men don't like diamonds. I absolutely love diamonds. And here's my thing is, I don't, say, oh, this guy just likes flashy things. No, I think this is an absolutely beautiful watch. The diamonds are what sell it for me. Now, the watch itself, I feel could be better executed. I don't like the optical on something like this. And the date, I think if it didn't have the date and didn't have the optical, I think it would be absolutely a work of art. And I think that's what you're going for. But I understand they wanted a practicality, someone who's older, maybe their vision's not the best. So, no, I understand that. But what I'm saying is, I don't think gold, here's the thing. I think that's a very Western way of thinking. I know a lot of Asian culture, they don't have that stigma with gold. Gold is actually very respected. And actually, you're more respected when you have a solid gold watch. So we have to realize that in the West we're actually the minority. What is it? One out of every, I don't remember the percentages, but a lot of the world has different ideas, and they don't see masculine and feminine the same way we do here in the West. And I'm grateful that I don't necessarily, I'm sure I still fall under some of that stigma, but I'm glad I don't necessarily, I've done a little bit of traveling. So I appreciate, or maybe, I don't know, maybe it's just me. I'm not going to make excuses. I like diamonds. I really do. I really, really do. This too is absolutely beautiful. Absolutely. I feel like the watch itself, if the watch itself appealed to me more, then the diamonds would do more for me. But the problem is the watch isn't calling to me. And then I was like, well, what if they iced out an Air King? And I'd be like, no, that's retarded. Because the whole point of the Air, and that's why I love the Air King. Because you know what it's trying to do. It's not trying to do anything other than what it's trying to do. And that's be a man's watch. That's what it is. That's just my opinion. You can hate me for it. Or a rugged watch, something that's meant to be worn. Air King. Without that first step into moving from just a creature that walks on the earth to one that flies around the planet, without that step, I don't know if that's everything. Thank you, Air King. Rolex, thank you for acknowledging that. That's literally everything. That's just my opinion. So let me close these. So let me go back here. So this is what I wanted to get to. So the Air King 6,500. Let me just round up $50. Come on, Rolex. You really think just because I'm buying the Air King doesn't mean I care that much about $50? Just make it 6,500. Okay. Do you round up by $50 on your diamond on your day date? Just diamond. Okay, so you don't have to send me subliminal psychological messages that I'm cheap. Okay. No, I'm just messing around. All right, so let me go. So now let me go to the Tudor line. Enough jokes, sir. So here it is. This gentleman. Let me go back here. I know he said that he would take the Darth Vader version. Me personally, I don't know what it's called. Maybe it's the David Beckham version. But this is for 7G. And this is where my dilemma was. Okay, so $500 difference. Let's just round up, Rolex. I will give you this is where you're wrong. You're wrong. Just round up. You think I care about that $550? Just round up to $7,000. So let's just make that 7. Actually, I'll tip you if I ever have the money to buy an Air King. I will tip you that $550 and be like, no, it's cool, bro. Just because I'm buying the cheapest Rolex doesn't mean you have to look. Just 7Gs. Let's call it 7Gs. Okay. So no, I didn't want to reveal that one. Okay, so this is what I would take. 7Gs for 7Gs. It's I'm sorry, it's no contest. It's no contest. What? Look at what you're getting. Maybe I'm the crazy one. Look at what you're getting for $7,000. Absolutely. This watch walks the line between being a watch that you can wear every single day and just do everything, and then also a watch that you could wear when you get married, on the most important day of your life. That's what I loved about this video, and that's why I was like, dude, this guy is resonating with me hardcore. Because I'm like, you know what? This is what Tudor does for you, and the people who have, if you have ungodly money, then you don't care. Money's just a number on a screen. You could gray market. You'll pay 10 times the price. Your Rolex is $100,000. Look, I'll give you $1 million, right? When it's just numbers on a screen, it doesn't matter. But when you're a regular dude, this is what Tudor does for you is, say whatever you want, but these 8 watches right here, I would absolutely love one of these. I'm already married, but if I wasn't married, I would buy one of these for my wedding day, and I would wear that watch on my wedding day, and I would keep that watch for special occasions, and anytime I wanted to, I don't know, just remember that amazing day, I would put that watch on. And Tudor's letting you do that for four grand. Look at that. Look at that. You and be like, well, are you just yeah. I bought it when I got married. I'm just saying, like, I would buy it for my son. I mean, he doesn't care right now. He's only 3. But I'm saying, like, I would. Maybe he doesn't. I don't know if he likes that style. But all I'm saying is, okay, like, if you don't like the gold face, look, now it's gonna make me have to scroll all the way down. Okay, hold on. Sorry, hold on. All I'm saying is, I can't decide. Me personally, it's such a hard choice. Okay, so if you're saying what would I pick out of these, like if I'm playing my hypothetical game that I love playing, I always love playing hypothetical games. So I'm like, okay, so say I have a little bit of money. Say I'm older now. So say I'm not 40 anymore. I'm 40 right now. Say I'm 55. No, that would mean my son was 18. I don't know if but okay, fine. See, I like to play these games. So I was like, okay, your son comes in, he's like, yeah, I'm getting married. I'm like, getting married at 18. I just think of the worst. I'm like, okay, fuck. I don't want him to get married at 18, but whatever. And he's like, yeah, I don't know. She's like older than me. I'm like, yeah, like she's really into, like buying stuff and then like breaking it and getting crazy. I'd be like, okay, but look, no, I'm just sorry. I like to play worst case scenarios sometimes, but here's my point. This is my point. I would absolutely love to do that. Yeah, I mean, I can't decide honestly if I would take the diamonds or the numbers, just because I feel like the diamonds are too sparse. Like that's where I feel like Tudor, you missed the ball on this, guys. I feel like you could have made this whole dial diamonds with the number like this. Just do the same thing as this watch right here. Just put the diamonds with the black numbers like this. Do this exact Tudor. I'm saying. Tudor, do this dial without this thing for old people and without the date. Not old people, sorry, people who can't see. I just wear glasses. That's why I tell people. They're like, yeah, we put this optics on it. Yeah, well, you know how I get over that? I put my glasses on. I've been wearing glasses my whole life. So, I'm used to it. Even after I had eye surgery, I still had to wear glasses because my prescription before surgery was like -8, or like I was legally blind is what I'm saying. And now I just have a slight correction. But my point is, I just put on glasses. Okay. No, I don't like yelling at old people. All I'm saying is, look, if you covered this in diamonds, no, I get it. You want the date and the date. I get it. I know. I was just going off on a silly tangent where I rant about being silly. And I sometimes that's how I try. That's how I do. That's why I tell people, look, jokes, like not all of them land. I got a lot of bad ones, but you just got to take a chance. You got to, if you don't make the joke, if you got that joke, it popped in your head and you don't take that chance, then you'll never know. Most of them don't land. That's what I think most people don't realize is a lot of jokes don't hit, but the ones that do hit, they're killers. Okay. So here we go. I just think you could ice this out, but all I'm saying for 4Gs, Rolex, this is what you do Tudor, this is what you do for me. You're giving me the opportunity to buy my son a special watch for his wedding day, or for myself if I'm not married. And I think that's awesome. That's me. You don't have to care about that. You'd be like, you're stupid. Well, that's fine. Like if I got the $4 grand, I'm going to do it. So what? Oh, okay. So that's good. This is for one. So say if I had a daughter, oh my gosh, this is how they spoil women. You're like, how is this not a women's world? Okay. Your watch is cheaper. And look at that dial. Like if you did this and you covered that dial in diamonds and then you had these numbers elevated over the diamonds, that would be an epic watch. But look at it right here. That's beautiful. I would definitely buy that for my daughter on her birthday, or excuse me, on her wedding. Well, you know what? If she really wanted it for her birthday, I'd buy it for her birthday. Actually, I would be floored. I would be ecstatic if my daughter was like, Dad, can you buy this for me on my 18th birthday? I'd be like, oh my gosh, my daughter is interested in things that I'm interested in. That's amazing. Okay. So I hit that. Okay, I didn't want to reveal that yet, but this is why. Look, I'll just say it now because I already clicked on it. This is if you want to talk about my hard-earned money. This is what I would buy: the Black Bay 58 bronze. That's it right there, 4,500. And even if, and here's the thing, people are like, oh, well, you just say that because you're poor. You're just a poor American. You got no money. Well, guess what? Even if I had $1 billion, 1 billion, no, I take it back. Even if I had $3 trillion, I want this watch. Why am I gonna like? I don't give a fuck. Like the only difference that money does for me personally is now I can just pay someone else to fly to New York, buy the watch, bring it back to me, and hand it to me in my grubby little hands, and then I give that guy some money, and then I well, you know, obviously I gave him the $5 grand or whatever the watch costs, and then I paid him to do that for me. That's all money does, is it allows me to give money to people so that they can bring me the stuff I want. I don't have to actually go to New York and buy the watch. But all I'm saying is, you know, some people think the more money you have like, no. I like this watch. I would rock this watch every day. I don't care if I'm a trillionaire. I don't care if I don't know what's above a trillion. We'll have to talk to the guy who creates all the bases on the moon, who runs the moon, and see what he says. But that won't be for probably 10 or 15 more years. But all I'm saying, so this is my number one pick. After I bought that, after this, I think this is what I would buy first. After I bought, oh, okay, look, you caught me then. Sorry, you caught me. Maybe like so hypothetically, so say if I was uber rich, I just pay. But say I can't get out to New York. This is only one place in the United States that I can buy this watch at. Say I can't make it out to New York. Okay, so say I'm like, you know, fuck it, I need a watch. I got the money. Bam, that's what I would buy. 7Gs. I don't care. I'm a trillionaire. This is I don't care about. You say Daytona. I don't want it to say Rolex. I want the shield, and I want it to say Tudor because that's what I like. I don't care. See, if you have more money than I do, then you flex your money. I'm not here to flex my money. I'm here to buy what I like. That's what I say. That's my opinion. You don't have to agree with me. All right. So thank you for that. I love everyone. I love you, Rolex. Don't get it misconstrued. I would buy an Air King. I absolutely would. But I would buy this watch. If I had a daughter, I'd buy that watch. And that's what. Here's the thing. Let's be realistic. Let's like before I end this. Let me just be realistic. I could probably. Not yet, but I mean, if Rolex keeps going in a direction, I could probably buy this watch. I could buy my son's hypothetical wedding. I could buy this watch for that. I could buy this for a daughter if I had a daughter, or a different one of these for another son. And then I could buy the watch that I want, and I could probably buy this watch as well. I could buy all of these watches for I could buy all of these. This is what is so crazy about the world. I could probably buy all of these watches for the spread, for the gray area markup of some Rolexes. And to me, I can't justify that, because when you're buying something on the gray market, you're supporting the guy who's gambling, right? That one dude that's gambling, right? But if I say, you know what, I don't want to do that, and I buy 3, 4, 5 watches, I have this. I have literally 3 for myself, even though I just contradicted myself, because I'm like, well, if you bought the Air King, you should wear the Air King every day. Well, sorry, look. Or you know what? All I'm saying is, I get it. Like you just, yeah. There's a lot of watches I would have, but I mean, at the very least, doing it this way, I got a bunch of different watches that I can choose from. Wear on different occasions. Some for very, very special occasions, and that's the other thing people don't realize too is, say if I bought this for my hypothetical daughter, and I bought this for my hypothetical son, and I gave it to them on their wedding day, and I sized it. You know, I figure out their size. Like, it's not going to be like, oh, they're going to know. They're not going to know. Okay, I can plan this out well in advance before they even know what's going on. I get it sized. I present it to them on their wedding. It's not going to matter that it didn't say Rolex. I don't think so. They're going to love that watch forever because it's the meaning. It's that moment. It's the moment you remember, not the name on the dial. It's the moment you remember. So that's what I would do. I hope you don't do what I do, because obviously if you have more money than me, you're smarter. No, I don't know how that works. Maybe I think it really is just a blessing. I think it really what it comes down to is we all just work as hard as we're going to work. No one can make you work harder than you can. And you know, no one can keep you from working too. Like, I'm gonna bust my butt. Even you tell me, say, look, you stay home. We're gonna pay you to stay home. I'll be like, fine. I'm gonna do my own stuff now. Then I'm gonna bust my butt for me. But one day I hope to be successful. And successful, I just mean like, so I'm not always worrying about, you know, I want my wife to feel comfortable. Maybe that's what it is. My wife and my son and my family. You know, I got too much stuff here, dude. I got a saxophone. I got 2 saxophones. You know, I got way too much stuff when I think about it. And that's why, you know what? I'd rather play with Tudor. I really would. You know, I buy more watches, I can give them away. That's the reality. You know, I really think that's the truth. You know, if I want to get people involved in something, like personally, like if you said, okay, fine, let's play the hypothetical game. Say you're rich, dude. I would just buy constantly stuff that I like, and people that I know, I would give it away, because if they like it and use it, I mean, that's advertisement alone. So if you want to do the whole gray market thing, jack up the prices, I mean, you're really just, it's kind of like almost like a circle jerk. Like, you're all just kind of like lifting yourselves up, like out of the reality of everybody else. And then what a lot of people with that the old money that are propping up things that are getting into crazy territories is that, you know, there's people coming up too. There's people coming up as well. And if they can't, like, I mean, everyone says this, but if you can't afford a Rolex and you can buy 5 Tudors instead, dang it, I'm going to buy 5 Tudors, and I don't know, maybe I will give the rest away, maybe I won't, but all I'm saying is that I'd rather do that. I mean, I'd rather have sometimes, here's the other thing I do is sometimes I'll buy stuff with no intention of giving it away, but after like a few years of use, I'm like, I'm going to give that away. I don't really like it anymore. All right, let me end this. Thank you.